It is a truly heartbreaking story about soldier Justin Garcia and his wife Michelle. Michelle's now a widow who says she and her baby were abandoned by the very government her hero husband died defending. So how could it happen? And what's being done to make right what went so wrong? For Michelle Garcia, this day was her dream come true, her wedding. And waiting for her at the church, this man, this U.S. soldier who showered her with so much love, Michelle wanted to spend the rest of her life with him. They exchanged vows, then a kiss. Then time to party. And share a romantic dance. A year later, Michelle was pregnant with their first child. Corporal Garcia was sent to fight in Iraq. He was eager to go, but within 6 months, Justin Garcia was dead, killed by an insurgent's hidden roadside bomb, like this one.
I was 6.5 months pregnant at that point, and about 7:30 in the morning, I hear my mother screaming, running down the hallway. And she came in my room and told me that there were 2 guys standing in our living room and that they needed to talk to me. And it's just the worst feeling in the world because you know exactly what happened and you just don't want to face it.
She was thrust into a whirlwind of pain. No love story is supposed to end like this. Then, a stunning twist that made Michelle's blood boil. Her attempts to get survivor's benefits for herself and her newborn son Vinny and health care for her child ran into a stone wall at an apparently overwhelmed, unprepared, and understaffed Veterans Administration.
It was about, I'm going to say 3.5 months after he was born, I started getting doctor's bills in the mail for him.
Her son still didn't have the health coverage promised a dead soldier's child. A glitch in the system, she was told. That took another month and a half. And even after filling out the proper paperwork for her son's survivor's benefit, nothing. Little Vinny was born in February. She applied for his benefits almost immediately. The paperwork got lost twice. She had to reapply twice, and it wasn't until July that they even started processing it. On top of that, Michelle says the government has yet to fully pay for Corporal Garcia's burial or explain how much the Department of Defense will cover. She was shocked to get this letter from the funeral home telling her the balance due is over $10,000. The Army officer assigned to help her stopped returning Michelle's calls. So, still no money to help pay for things like Vinny's food, diapers, and clothes. It was all too much, so she called the VA a final time.
And, I said, I'm a single mother, I pay my bills, I take care of my son, what do you tell people in this position? And they're just like, sorry, ma'am, we don't know what to tell you. She said, well, there's only 2 of us in this office working on claims, and we get over 1,000 claims a day. And after I lost it a little, she said, well, ma'am, do you know we are in the middle of a war right now? And that was like a slap in the face. Our husbands or brothers or, it's sons go through something like this. They sacrifice their life, and this is how the families get treated.
Seen here enjoying much better times at the beginning of a new life together, Michelle told me she knows the nightmare she's faced with the VA is not how the man of her dreams would have wanted his wife and son to be treated by the very government he so proudly served, right up until the day he died. The Veterans Administration refused repeated requests for an on-camera interview, but after our weeks of calls, Michelle tells us she finally received the survivor's benefit for her son and some retroactive money as well. The Department of Defense is still working out the confusion over the cost of the funeral, but how many other widows are suffering like this? More on that in a follow-up report. Now, if there's a story you want us to look into in depth, tell us at our website, cw11.com/ fact finders, and clearly, truly a heartbreaking story, but at least at the end there seems to be some resolution, at least for her.
You know, I don't know if this is a good analogy or not, but we've said that the aftermath of September 11th that we'll all live with for years and years is the health problems for the people that went down there, the first responders. In a way, the aftermath of this war for years and years is going to be the treatment that the veterans have received, both those who died, injured, and even come back
injured,
alive.
and of course as well their families. And we're looking into this. We do want to know how many more widows and family members are out there suffering through this kind of treatment at the hands of the VA. We want to understand the VA's position. Hopefully they'll be willing to come and speak with us.
And that's going to be your follow-up report.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks,
thank
Peter.
you, Peter.